Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yep. Mm-hmm. All right. Wait. Where's that? Where's that dot right there? What's up, YouTube? What's up? I'm late, but just a little bit, you guys. A little bit of leeway here. Come on, guys. Give me a little bit. I get like a couple minutes either way. Like you got to give me a little bit of leeway on this. All right, I'm a struggling musician. Wait, art. I'm struggling, but I'm here. Oh man, I thought of a couple cool tips I want to get into. I don't know. I was trying to think. What to title the video. I got a haircut too. Look at that. Cut it all off. Cut it all off. Um, yeah, I thought of a new concept recently for arm wrestling, which I think is kind of cool, especially for hardcore arm wrestlers, which we're going to get into. And maybe kind of want to talk about some stuff that most arm wrestlers don't do. And then if we want, we can segue that into talking about like all types of stuff, man. We can just get into full on training concepts and what the pros do and why they're so pro-y, and what the non-pros do and why they're not pro-y or elite. We can get into all of it if we want, if y'all want to. GB19, first in the chat. Yo, what's up? How you doing, my boy? Tex Prana. Emma Smith, third. I told you not to get in the chat room. If you ever listens to me. How about you talk about what was just announced publicly? What was just announced publicly? Are we talking about the match? Yeah, because I never talked about that match before at all. DF, there he is, the moderator with the most. Michael Morris, what's the ultimate stack for arm wrestling? Come on, bro, spill the beans. Well, I'm partial to rock stars right now, and BCAAs, a little bit of pre-workout. I do multivitamins, Animal Flex, it's called. It's a powder. It's more like joint support / multivitamin. And then every once in a while, I'll throw in some L-carnitine for a little energy boost. That's about it, man. That's really about it. So, but I'm not. I mean, I've heard of Devin taking what's it called creatine though. I've never been a big creatine person. Anyway, Valexoy, what's up? He says, "What is the secret?" Tons of them. So many secrets. Archdog, bro, I'm actually on time. Welcome. I wasn't on time, but you were on my not being on time on time. Like Morris says, say your prayers too. My prayers. Whoa. Text Brown, yo, DF King David, I just got in. What are you guys talking about? That's what he's saying. He's like, I just got here. What is everybody talking about in here? What are you guys talking about? Oh, we're just chopping it up right now. We're letting it build up as always. If you guys are on your way in, please hit the thumbs up button, the like button, like the stream so we can get a little boosty boost. It doesn't cost anything. It's simple. There's a little thumbs up button. You click it. Also, you guys, if you are in here and you're not subscribed to my channel, subscribe to the channel. Just hit the subscribe button. I mean, it's just, once again, totally free. It's a way to support the channel. And if you guys like the podcast, if you like the energy, if you like the thumbnail with the daughter, right, letting you guys in on my personal life, then subscribe to the channel. Moderators in here, Texas Prime and Devin's Forum. I believe that's the only moderators in here right now. They can share the link. You guys go to the awswitch.com if you want to get yourself hats, shirts, and stickers and things like that. They'll share the link in the chat. Also, discount code AWDerek. Save yourself a little bit of money. What else we got going on? Oh, I've been streaming on Twitch, you guys. So for those of you guys that don't know, for those of you guys that are old or not in the gaming scene, I totally understand because this is an arm wrestling audience, not a gaming audience. But if you guys are bored and you want to watch an arm wrestler play video games, then you can head over to Twitch. And I started a Twitch channel and ended up gaming And then I'm also streaming arm wrestling content on there as well. I was on Kane Fontecchio's podcast last night, talking about training, and I streamed that on Twitch. So I'm going to be streaming this podcast on Twitch and on YouTube at the same time. That's going to be the goal. But we haven't set that up yet. But that is because I normally don't like dividing you guys. I don't normally don't want to divide the arm wrestling community to where they can watch my stream. So I like it on YouTube. But there is no arm wrestling community on Twitch. So I figured if I stream on there, we'll just be getting new people, just like, what is this? Arm wrestling. They'll be gaming. They'll be gamers, you know. Maybe someone finds arm wrestling through me streaming the podcast on Twitch. You know, because it's a new community for us. So that's the goal. All right. David Tomes with the first super chat of the day. Emma, come over here, quick. I need you. All right. Tomes, not only for you being the first super chatter, are you getting on the board here? But my daughter is going to do the board. I want you to draw a wizard's hat. The wizard's hat. Wizard's hat and write 1111 underneath. No, just a wizard's hat's fine. He's known as the wizard. And he says Burrito Fund. Thank you, Tomes, for funding the Burrito Fund and for helping me grow physically, spiritually, emotionally, magically, in all the ways. Emma, say thank you to Tomes.
Thank you.
Thank you. Okay. Hey. You got, it does look like a Santa hat, but that is a wizard hat from Emma. Going over here, Tomes. Thank you. No, you're not the first one. She's done that before, but it's still special. It's an Emma drawn wizard hat. Get the Emma hat. I think I said hi to Ed Bedrosian. What's going on? Dave Anderson, yo, Janez, did you lose weight? You look healthier. Whoa. I should be about 325 to 330, somewhere in that range right now. So I actually gained weight. I got down to 315 of sadness and depression. And now I'm back up a bit. Should be around, somewhere in there. Evroy, okay, Dave Anderson, not ready to gamble on you doing something like worthy. Tex Marana sharing AW Switch, and DF sharing AW Switch, and DF sharing the Twitch link, you guys, if you want to check out that gaming channel I was talking about. Savage Arm Wrestling, there is. LOL. Wait, I don't know what you're responding to. What games will you play? Currently, the game I'm best at is X Defiant, which is coming out with an update on the 24th. So in 6 days, we'll get an update on that, which would be awesome. But I still will dabble in Halo, because there's a Halo tournament coming up I'm going to in November in Las Vegas. And then there's a little bit of Call of Duty, because I know they're coming out with Black Ops and things like that. And I know it's popular. So those are the games I'd be playing. Most all shooting games. I'm a first-person shooter. I'm just good at them. I'm not necessarily my favorite games. I'm good at them. So better than average. DF swears I'm like some kind of god on shooting games. I'm okay. I'm good. I'm all right. I'm better than average. GB19, what's a gym lift that translates the most on an arm wrestling table? I've always said if I had to give you just one exercise, you can only do one thing that'll make you a better arm wrestler. I'm of the opinion I really like neutral grip pull-ups. Maybe neutral grip partials. Neutral grip, maybe like with your wrist cupped slightly and kind of leaning back. That's really going to work your brachialis. It's going to work your cupping a little bit. It's going to get everything synced, so you're going to be using all the muscles together. I think a lot of that would carry over to arm wrestling. That's going to be my one vote, is neutral grip pull-ups. DF, saying what we're going to stream. He didn't put Call of Duty. He put Diablo 4 maybe. DF. Savage Arm Wrestling. There are a couple of arm wrestling channels on Twitch that stream arm wrestling stuff. Because I know Benji has a channel on there, but he doesn't stream arm wrestling stuff. And he just started streaming again. He wasn't streaming for a long time. And then I know that Ryan Ballesteros' brother, is on there, but he was just streaming gaming. I didn't see any arm wrestling stuff. So Mike, which channels are you talking about? Savage Arm Wrestling. Let's see. Very nice hat drawing. Thanks. Mike Lindner, what's going on? Strength old school. That's a sailboat. That's not. Oh, that might be a sailboat. Emma, did you draw a sailboat? But then what's the thing on top? She put a little bell thing for a wizard hat. That makes it not a sailboat. G19, Emma's arms looking big. Is she training for arm wrestling? Actually, she's going to be going with me to practice tonight. Derek, the arm wrestling streamer. Robert Crane. Alan, what's going on, by the way? Robert Crane, did you see Brian's new video? He's got a more arm wrestling equipment than I realized? Question mark. I did not see his new video. Did he get something else? Brian's likes to buy things. He likes to buy like equipment. He's an equipment guy. He likes to have the coolest equipment around. So it would not shock me. I saw the forearm machine he had bought, but I haven't seen anything more than that. So if it's more than that, I have not seen it yet. You look more trim/young, so I thought you lost weight. Yeah, well, the haircut too, and the beard trim, and the general energy levels. Plus, I'm only 23 years old, so I'm a young up-and-comer in the sport, and I try to look my age, So I appreciate that. Yeah, if you're a gaming god, gotta get Derek into deadlock. What is that? I haven't been impressed yet. Says Texas Promise. Stop. Ephraim, there he is. Ephraim Sanchez. Yo, me and Ephraim were gaming the other night on Twitch. You guys, if you watched or if you want to go back and watch the rebroadcast of it, me and Ephraim got really good, really fast at X Defiant. That was a fun night. Joseph Bouchior. Hey, Derek, are you interested in product influencing in general? In product influencing, so like product sponsorships. Is that what you're saying? Like promoting a product? I have that. I've had that. Like I already have full supplement sponsorship. Clothing. I've done the clothing thing with Filthy Power, and I have my own little clothing thing. And I'm more interested in getting paid nowadays than just getting free stuff. I know that sounds like a bit much, but I got free stuff. Unless the product is dollar bills, I'll promote your dollar bills if you send me your dollar bills. But if it's something interesting, maybe it's something I don't already promote, Joseph, you can shoot me a message and we can talk about it. Alan Fishman says it's a new game and we'll get lots of views. Oh, Wing Zero in the chat. Yo, yo, yo. Let's see everybody joining up. What's up, DF? Sub DF, David Tomes. So you had Emma when you were 11? Tomes, stop trying to do math, all right? That's not a wizard's, strong suit, all right? It's supposed to be talking to stones and listening to the wind. Have you ever heard the wolf cry to the blue horn moon? All right, who knows what that song's from? Anybody? First person in the chat to say what that song's from gets acknowledged for knowing what that song's from. Hey, GB19, quick with it. Hey, Janez, look at you go. Got some Disney people up in the hizzy. All right. Emma said she knew it too. Emma, you don't get to play. You're an extension of me. You don't get to play the game. Let's see. Alan, what's your Twitch? AW Derek, just like this. No spaces. Yeah, AW Derek, no space. And there you go, DF sharing the Twitch link. Joseph says, Tex Piranha, awesome. Hope I can help. I think he'd be a great influencer. Yeah, I can. That sounds weird. Yeah, I can influence. Hey, you know what? Emotional intelligence, influence and persuasion. I'm getting better at it. I'm just interested in reading like books like that. I don't know. It's just interesting to me. It's always been interesting to me. Ephraim says you got yourself a new sub, DF. Hey. Oh, Tomes, I don't know. It says message retracted. I don't know what you said. Glee says Jacobin. Glee. I played that song on piano. Hey, Roy Livari. Hello, Derek. I don't know if you have spoken about it, but can you tell us about the East vs. West Challenger Series in Asia and who's organizing it? Now in Challenger Series ties to East vs. West? Ooh, I can tell you what I know, but I don't know all the ins and outs. From what I've been told, it has been greenlit from Engen. So it's been ran through Engen. This is not random. This is tied with Engen. I don't know what this means in terms of like, does the winner get a main East versus West match? I don't. I'm assuming that's what it means, but I have not followed up with that because honestly, I don't really care. But I mean, usually that's what that means, right? If you win the Challenger Series match and you get like eyes on you. I don't know if it guarantees you a match. I'm not sure. I know that if and when I'm ready for an East versus West match, I would just need to hit up Engen and let him know I'm really ready for an East versus West match. And I have deep ties there, and that's my buddy, and he trusts me. And I know that if I let him know I'm ready, he would take me at my word, and then I'd get a match out there. That's pretty much what would need to happen. But yeah, so because of that, I haven't really cared about their connections or exactly what it means with East versus West. I haven't asked or looked into it. But yeah, so Saul Arum hit me up, and Greg. Oh, Greg's last name is. What's Greg's channel? You guys, what's Greg's YouTube channel? Which arm wrestling channel is he? Off the top of my head, I can't remember. Arm wrestling something. Anyway, so Saul and Greg are setting this up. Yeo. That's going to say it wrong. Yeo. Y-E-O. Gregory Yeo. They are help orchestrating it all. They got the funding put together and stuff to be able to get some awesome matches going on. And they are, I think a lot of it is trying to get the Philippines and Malaysia and the countries down there like kind of on the map a bit. So they set up a bunch of matches, and they asked me if I wanted to pull Mike Ford, which has already been brought up. Me and Mike Ford have been talking for a bit, and so yeah, I mean that match just kind of fell into place. It was great. Mike's super nice dude, ultra nice, and we've been talking about potentially channels AW Greg. No, it's not, Jana. That would be hilarious though. But yeah, so they set up the match, and it's on February 22nd, and yeah. So I'll be going out there. Texas Prano will be going out there. He has a match. Benji Mack has a match. My teammate Kane Fontecchio was already heading out there because his family or his wife's family live in the Philippines, so they were going to visit family anyway. And I was like, yo, you should coordinate this where you can have a match and go visit the family. And so that's what they're doing, which is awesome. So that's what I know of right now. The four of us Americans. Is that the only Americans? Off the top of my head, are there any more Americans? They were trying to get ET. We were talking to ET, Arm Wrestling Whisperer, for a little bit, but I know he's real busy, just had a kid and stuff, and got married and all that, and he's trying to get things situated. East Side Arm Wrestling. There we go. That's Greg's channel. So they're helping orchestrate the whole thing. And yeah, we're going to fly out there and do some arm wrestling. I don't know what else to say besides that. But like I said, I haven't really looked into what it means in terms of East versus West. But it has been approved and thumbs up from Angan Terzi for the matches. I know that much. So it is East versus West approved, but I don't know the stipulations of what it exactly means. I guess I could ask that. There you go, Roy. Hopefully that answers your question as best as I can, as much as I know. Strength Old School says Mad Max. Who's the king of New York? Traditionally, that would be Mike Aiello. Right? Right? I believe. King Julian, what's up, brother? Says Morkish. Go, yo. Archdog, what are your thoughts on fans telling arm wrestlers to retire after too many losses in a row? I see they are doing it to Ryan, and I remember them doing it to you. Why did I retire? I'm 23 years old. Like, this doesn't make any sense. I can't retire at 23. Emma, how old's your dad? Loud. 19. Yeah, okay, guys. I like to say I'm 23, but okay. She says 19. All right, that means, man, I was really young when I had you, huh? Yeah. Immaculetify. How's it going, Derek? It's going pretty good, man. Energy levels are good. Things are moving well. Optimistic, positive atmosphere. You know, got a healthy daughter over there. She seems to smile every once in a while, so that's all I can ask for, really. Trying to figure out this crazy ass world and ways to make more money in it so I can survive, because California is not cheap. And I'm happy where I'm at in life right now. I'm happy. Now, there's things that could be way better, for sure. I need to get way stronger, especially for my match with Mike Ford. And I need to make way more money to pay for that one's school. And but yeah, those are life problems, man. Other than that, everything's great, to be honest. So pretty happy right now. And yeah, I got this new venture with Twitch going, so that's exciting. It's fun. I'm trying not to get my hopes up about it. I'm trying not to get overly excited about it. I'm just gonna game when I game, stream on Twitch, but I'm not gonna let it affect my arm wrestling training. This is like one of my goals. I will not start putting aside arm wrestling training for gaming. That's I have a deep history of gaming and putting my life on hold for gaming. Remember, I was a pro gamer for a long time. That was my life. That was like my life. So I got to make sure to not overstep my bounds with the gaming, to try to pursue that, because I'll very quickly get wrapped up in the gaming, in the gaming pursuit. Oh, I'll go to the gym tomorrow, and I'm just gaming all the time. I cannot do that. I will not do that. So yeah, arm wrestling is still my passion. It will remain my passion. I would love to make gaming into a job. That would be cool. I mean, eventually maybe one day quit my job. So the gaming thing is making money. That's paying the bills. And then arm wrestling is still the passion, and where my heart's at, So that's the goal. But everything's as good as it can be, man. It'll never be perfect, but I'm pretty happy with how things are. Let's see. He said arm wrestling. Chance is going as well. Is Chance going? I never heard. Yes or no? 100%. I'm not sure. Jacob East Side Arm Wrestling is involved in the Challenger Series. Yes, doing good things on that channel. Yeah. Greg has taken shots at me. All right. We're gonna figure this out when I see Greg in person. I told him that. I said, we're gonna see you in person. We're gonna talk. Because Greg has gone at me. He's gone at me a few times. So he even made like full-on videos about me. But I understand the influencer game. I understand the YouTube game. I'm not gonna take it too rough. But we're definitely gonna have a conversation. Oh yeah, Greg. We're gonna hang out. I will see you there. Thank you, Roy. I believe you're routing for me. I think you meant rooting, which is 2 O's. But routing for me is interesting as well. Tex Piranha sharing the East Side Arm Wrestling link. Garrett Thomas says, will you be enjoying some good food down there? I am not a picky eater. Yes, I will be eating everything. But leading up to the days, like the day before the match or 2 days before the match, I'll probably start eating more like basic foods, because I don't want to get too crazy and potentially, have something that messes up my system or gives me food poisoning or get too wild with it. But when I first get there, yeah, I'm definitely down to try some crazy stuff. Mike Aiello out of the game, injuries. Yeah, well, I thought he's arm wrestling again. I'm not sure. Efren Sanchez, yo, Luke Pulser in the house, master referee. Luke, wait, Luke, are you still here? Are you still here in the chat, or did you just say hi and leave? Let me know if you're still in the chat, because I do want to talk a little bit about this idea that I've been bouncing around. And you're here, and I would love to hear your opinion on this, as well as everybody else's. But I really love to hear your opinion on the rating idea I have in my head. Oh, Luke, you're still here. Cool. Let me catch up with the chat real fast. I'm going to do a speed run through the chat, and then we're going to get on that topic real fast. How's the training going? Training is going well. Gains and gains and gains. Weak, super weak, but it's going well. It's moving. Get your family to move to Texas. I know that's all Californians are doing. GB19, do arm wrestlers pay insurance protections on arm injuries? Not as far as I know of, but it would not be a bad idea. Text Prana, don't worry, I'll get it. If you do that, I'll get on if you do that. I'll do what? Garrett Thomas says, did you see Brian's new gym tour? No, I didn't see it. I need to go watch that, because apparently he might have gotten some other cool stuff. Todd Clauso in the house. Yo! What's up, Todd? Hopefully Elijah's watching with you. Tell him I said what's up, and tell him I said get to work. That wrist is way too weak right now. We recently, this last weekend, had the WAF 75 kg junior world champion at my practice. So his name's Anthony. I'm not going to try to say his last name, but juniors WAF champion at 75 kg. He won right and left-handed. He was at my practice on Sunday. So Adam, the bodybuilder bully, moderators, please post the link. Adam already shared the video. Adam got him out here and flew him out here, and there's a whole link, a video that Adam shot of him practicing with everybody, and he had a couple super matches. This kid is so strong. He was 17 years old. His hand was so thick, like a grown man's. Apparently, he was born. I think he said he's born in the United States, but like lives in Lebanon and back and forth, like family in both places or something like that. So he has like dual citizenship. So he represented the United States when he went to WAF. He won gold right and left hand for the United States, but he lives out in Lebanon, and the kid was just wildly strong. On the video, I think you see him pull Mega Mike, and you see him pull Leroy. I also pulled with him off camera. Wildly strong kid, super strong kid. But I don't know why that just reminded me, seeing you, Todd, reminded me of that, because Elijah is our up-and-coming teenager, and we had the junior world champ there. So Elijah got to see what the tippy top of the world at that age looks like. So, yeah. Push-ups, Punk. I'm in chat. I'm on a live stream, Dave. I'm not doing push-ups. They'll kick you in the ankle because I can't reach anything else. Efren says, in-game battles still a thing. You can make money from there. Oh, Greg needs to learn, says Jacobin. You need to work on an arm wrestling video game. Whoa. Time's up, Greg. Luke Polster says yes, and Luke Polster getting light, looking good. Oh, NatFit LLC. Yo, there's Jamie Sheldon in the chat. Moderators, please post the link to natfitnation.com. You guys, hopefully the AW Derek discount code still works in there. You guys, that is an arm wrestler who sells supplements. If you are an athlete and you're taking supplements, why would you not get them from an arm wrestler and support an arm wrestler if you have the option? I know there's popular companies out there with supplements and things like that, but why would you not support the arm wrestling scene and an arm wrestler by getting supplements from an arm wrestler? It doesn't make sense. Plus, if I can give you a discount code, AW Derek, save yourself a little bit of money. Like, it just seems like W's across the board, right? Winning everywhere. So, you guys, please, as always, Jamie Sheldon's been one of my best friends, one of my closest allies, and my biggest supporter my entire career. I'm talking about from day one when I wasn't crap, when I was losing. Jamie was one picking me up, taking me to practice. Jamie was one that showed me the ropes. Jamie was the first phone number I got, and he showed me the whole ropes of arm wrestling. I would not be here, most likely, if it wasn't for Jamie Sheldon. I would not be at any level I ever did achieve. I would not be any kind of name. So all homage to Jamie Sheldon. That's my boy. That's my brother. And yeah, so you guys, if you have a chance to help him out, I would really appreciate it. And send me a picture of you with some NatFit stuff. I'll repost it on Instagram or wherever. Please support Jamie, please. And arm wrestling. By supporting Jamie, you're supporting arm wrestling. And you get your supplements. It's just a win, right? Okay, and Emiliano, do you have more pellets into your system? Not yet, John. We are going to get them though. Imagine they make an arm wrestling portable online game with a lever. That would be cool. And Elijah said, "What's up? Work begins at 7 p.m." That's right. Anthony was super cool, crazy strong, and the 70 kg WAF junior champ lives here in Houston now. He does. GB19, what are salary taxes where you live? I'm not sure. All of it. I think they take all of it. 99%. All hail Jamie. NatFit, Derek, I need you to run security at my reunion December 14th in my restaurant for 2 hours. Bro, 6 8 p.m. before your work shift. Your hourly will be $100 an hour. I try calling you. I'm sorry. I saw it and I didn't respond. It was one of the ones where I saw it. I was like, oh. And I put the phone down, and then I got a phone call, and then this and this and this and this all came, and then I didn't get a chance to respond. I'm sorry. Jamie, I love you. Please don't hate me. I'll hit you up. We'll talk about that for sure. Okay, guys, I'm caught up now. I want to talk about the thing I wanted to talk to Luke Polster about and get his opinion. Jamie Sheldon in here as well. I'd love to get your opinion on this as well. I might have mentioned this to you guys. I can't remember. I feel like I did, but I don't feel like I really went into it. Rough idea. Super rough idea, and I'm just throwing this out there. I'm throwing it out. And I'm just trying to get people's opinions. I've not talked or made any moves or any steps towards making this happen. It is really just a rough idea. I want to know if you guys think this would be something that would work, if so, this would be something people would want to pursue, if it's something that would be interesting, right? Okay. So arm wrestling rating, not ranking, rating system. Now, people I've seen shared on Facebook a ton of times, the martial arts belt thing, where you can, people are talking about potentially getting, I'm a black belt in arm wrestling. I'm a red belt, a brown belt, a purple belt, right? And so you kind of get this rating to kind of show off to the world where you're at. Something that's really interesting is that in arm wrestling, there is no degree. You cannot go to school and earn a degree in arm wrestling. There is no official certification besides becoming a master referee for arm wrestling, right? I know you can go to WAF and get your master's certification for reffing, but in other ways, as an arm wrestler, there's no real certification. There's nothing you can show. I can't have anything in a plaque on my wall, right? So, and on top of that, I feel like arm wrestlers always want to know where they stand. They want to know where they stand in the world, but hopefully without leaving their state. I'm saying that's how they think, right? They want to do it without actually going anywhere. They want to know where they stand in the sport. So I've always been thinking about ways to, I wonder if there was a way, say where of the rating system, Corey Miller, Bill Aries. Yeah, rating, but that's ranking, right? Aries is a ranking system. No, I'm very familiar with Aries. I talk. Frank Callahan is my buddy who runs it with Corey. Talk to him all the time. Definitely know about Aries, and I want to get Aries will be involved in this in my dream thing here. Okay, so a panel of guys, super highly regarded people in the sport, guys that everybody acknowledges are the men, especially in their categories, right? So maybe one of them is a master referee. Maybe it's Luke. Maybe it's rating. Oh yeah, I guess maybe it's a rating because they go by points. Anyway, this is gonna be different than that. You'll see when I get into it. You'll see why how it's gonna be different. But so what? Maybe one person on this panel is a master referee. Maybe it's Luke Polsher. Maybe it's Leonard Harkless. Maybe that list can go deep of master referees. So we have master referee in there. Then maybe we have a representative from Aries ranking system. Maybe Corey Miller or Frank Callahan is in there as well. They have the computer up and they have all the brackets and everything that any tournament's ever been ran in the last 10 years. They have that up. Maybe we have a so the idea is that as an athlete, even no matter where you're at in the sport, no matter if you're an old school athlete or a new person that's currently trying to become world champion, you could pay X amount. This isn't a money making venture in my head. I'm not even saying I would make money off this, but you'd pay maybe like what, $80, and every 6 months or something you can reapply. You go into said panel, right? You get your time, your schedule. You go in there, and all the guys are in there. Now the referee is asking you refereeing questions, like very specific rule set questions to the athlete to understand their knowledge of the rules. The Aries ranking guy is looking at the brackets and the tournaments you've ran. He's looking at how you did, how big was your bracket, this and that. You're able also to submit videos and things like that of your top matches in the last, maybe there's a set like 2 months old is the oldest you can go. You can't go any older than 2 months or 1 month or something recent, right? Before you go into this meeting, there's a list of maybe, I don't know, 8 lifts, and you have a month, and you have to film these and maybe say the date so they know it's current. Film your max effort lifts on these arm wrestling related lifts. Now, remember, this is just a rough idea, guys. I haven't written any of this down. It's just, I've been thinking about this a lot. You submit, like, so maybe it's an overhead press, maybe one is a pronation curl, but we have very strict standards. You film yourself doing max effort on these videos to show how many pounds you can move. Then there's a guy in there in the panel who that's his whole thing. He tracks those lifts. He knows what the top guys in the world can do in those lifts, top guys at your weight class in the world can do. And he judges like based on the videos, if you broke form, if you cheated, how much you cheated, what that would mean. And he gives you a rating. So the referee guy gives you a rating, maybe out of 100 points, he scores you a 70. And then the strength guy rates your lifts. And I know lifts in the gym are different from how you would arm wrestle. I understand that. I'm saying, but maybe this would be general strength lifts. And so he could rate some of your arm wrestling strength lifts in a rating, 0 to 100. And then the rating guy. So everybody gives you this rating. And at the end, maybe there's like 3 judges that are doing technical based questions, right? So maybe Paul Lynn is in there and he's like, all right, so he has all these written down and stuff, but he's like, all right, you're in a hook, you're trying to top roll. This guy is shoulder committed, like really explains everything you would need to know about the scenario. What are your options in this scenario to generate the most force or to come back and win or something like that, right? So very technical questions, and then they rate your answers based on, okay, that's good. And they would give you a score. And at the end, anyway, all these scores are compiled. And then you leave, and they would give you a rating. Now, if we could get this like certified, right? If we could get this certified, like through all the organizations, somehow if they would all get along in my brain, they all got along for just a minute. They got certified through like WAF. If WAF signed on and everybody, all arm wrestling organizations acknowledged that this rating is true. They all believed it. This rating is concrete. Literally, then you could earn like in the mail, you get a badass actual certificate put on the wall. Then you want to open up a arm wrestling training school? Cool. Show them your certificate, how you have a master in blank in arm wrestling or something like that. An official certificate that's acknowledged by the world of arm wrestling, like officially, right? And everybody in that, maybe it's, all these top refs, and maybe Engen's in there, and maybe, all these top guys in the world are in there on this panel, and they get paid from the people that spend the $80 or obviously the guys on the panel get paid to be on the panel. That would make sense. And then you can reapply every 6 months or a year or something like that for a new rating. I don't know. It's a really rough idea, just in my head. Do you guys think it'd be something people would be interested in? Do you think it could be cool because you could actually get an official rating? And then it would be, if it's international, then you could get your rating compared to the guy in Egypt, compared to the guy in Russia, and it'd be the same bar with the same knowledge, the same questions and things like that. And then you could get a rating that would show kind of where you're at. And I would love nothing more than guys that are even, past their prime. But maybe you submit and you're looking for a master's rating in a specific area. Maybe you want a master's rating in like knowledge, right? You want to run a team. You're already way past your prime, dude. You're 65 years old, but you want to get this rating so you can just open up an arm wrestling school, right? And you deserve it. So maybe Cobra Rhodes wants to. Maybe he's past his prime physically, but he deserves it. So he'd go in there, and we could even talk about contributions to the sport. We could talk about people you've coached in the past and what levels they've achieved. We could talk about like all these things and give you a rating based on that. Maybe you could submit for different types of ratings. You know what I mean? But I would love to be able to give the guys their due diligence, guys that really know what they're talking about, and give them official acknowledgement. I don't know. Anyway, all right. That's kind of the rough idea. I think you guys get the rough idea of it. What do you guys think? What do you guys think? I don't know. Okay. Aries rating, Aries.com. Robert Kelly. Yo, Robert Kelly in the chat. Yo. What is up? Let me get a drink real quick. That was a lot of talking. Derek losing it right now. Run it. I'll back you up. Hey. Is he high right now? Nope. Luke Polster is a great guy. He wrote a book on finance. Buy his book. It helped me. Really? Did you really write a book? Someone share a link to Luke Polster's book. Amazon? Maybe. Aries rating. Oh, I thought it was ranking. I don't know. In my head, it's the same thing because it's ranking 1 through. There's a list, so I don't know. I just in my head it's ranking. Got the black belt versus competition black belt. What's the book name, Jamie? Natfit Derek. I will find a way to make money on this for you. I'm not. It's really. I don't. It's not an idea just for me. Cool if there's a way for me to be in the panel and stuff, but it's not a get rich thing. I'm not trying to do that. From success to significance, it's not on the market, but you can get it from me. Just PM me somewhere. Oh, okay, guys. If you guys want to get Luke Polster's book, he really wrote one. I didn't know if Jamie was joking. From success to significance, message Luke Polster, and he can give you the information. A book written by an arm wrestler. Good. Because when I hear arm wrestler wrote a book, I think of the great one by James Reach Rides. I don't know. I always feel like I say his last name wrong. Red Rides. DF, share that link in the chat. And that book is called The James Book, guys. Someone in the link, share the name, please. But please share the link in that. That is a fantastic book. I can't remember the name off the top of my head of James's book. But if you are a new arm wrestler, 0 to, I don't know what, a year in, that book is fantastic. 0 to 6 months, a year in, then I highly suggest you guys get James's book. If hopefully it's still on Amazon, I don't know if it is, or there was I remember last time I looked, I think there was an ebook you can download version of it. But James' book is fantastic. And, sorry, getting off topic. I was thinking of arm wrestlers that wrote books. And then there's a book from Victor Torres, I believe his last name, Flores, in California, self-proclaimed 28-time world champion. He wrote a book, which I haven't read the book. The 28-time world champion thing, when he won the Buena Park Amateur World Championship, which is a local tournament. Fantastic tournament. Loved everybody that held it. But he would use that as in calling himself a world champion. It was a local tournament, a local California tournament. But they called themselves the World Amateurs, and he won that like 27 times. Somehow they keep letting him apply and compete in the amateurs for 27 years or something. And then he put 27-time world champion on his book and says he's a champion. I know the book's a positive message, and I love that, but I just feel like that downgrades, dude. If people start calling themselves world champions and they haven't earned it, but that's a whole different topic, then it waters down the guys that have earned it at the top level, and that's bothersome to me. Anyway, where were we? Arm wrestling PhD. Ed says Ed Bedrosian. Yeah, I mean, yeah, something like that. Yeah. Baseball is a billion stats to pull from. I'm all for more stats for arm wrestling. Napfit says, let me find it, bro. It's a quick read. Read on the flight to go meet him wherever the hell he was. I read fast. Luke, can you post a link to buy your book? He says you have to hit him up to get his book. Luke, if there is any kind of link that you want people for me to promote on the channel, by all means, brother, 100%. Ed Bedrosian, I'm going for arm wrestling GED. There we go. Thanks, Jamie. Derek, run it. Everything you start, we will roll with. I'm past my prime. Luke Polster says, could be cool. Will be tough to get an agreement from people on things about most worthwhile endeavors are guard. Right, Jamie? Schmo, there he is. Derek. Jamie. You're in better shape than 99% of these goofs that are 15 years younger. True. I heard myself today, me pulling 2 weeks in a row. Ooh. You've been pulling, Jamie? That's weird because I haven't seen you in my practice. Where have you been pulling, my guy? You're not practicing with us. You pulled 2 weeks in a row? Who you been practicing with, Jamie? Oh, we got to talk. Yeah, we do have to talk, my boy. Schmo says, Luke, dang, Schmo's talking crap. Schmo's, what's up, brother? Yo, no one really, I got like 2 responses on that whole idea. I got 43 people in here. I got 2 responses on the whole thing I said. No one thinks it's cool, or thinks it's lame, or either or something in between. I'd really like to, I think it would be a cool thing. That's it. All right. I just spilled out this whole cool thing, something I think could be really awesome. I got like 3 responses. Jamie says he's down with whatever I do. Ed Bedrosian, I think he said he thought it's cool. Luke said could work, but it'd be difficult to pull off. I agree. Nev says, Derek, you're my son. I want to see you succeed. I love you. My kids love you. Uncle Derek is a measure. It's a measure of shot in my house. The girls, man. I hope they're doing well. Did the girls ever meet Emma? I don't know if your girls have ever met Emma. And you got to meet the girls. Gateway Arms, what up, brother? What up, man? Thomas, can you give an update on your lifting? I'm weak. But I'm lifting, which is the important part. I'll tell you that the only asterisk next to this stat I can give you is that I'm doing more reps and sets, so I'm more fatigued by the time I got to this lift. I will say that. So currently I'm doing, when I would normally do 2 sets, I'm doing 4 sets of everything and higher reps, so I'm getting more fatigued. So by the time, I think this was my 3rd or 4th lift, 3rd or 4th different exercise. By the time I got there, I was more fatigued than I was in the past because I'm doing more reps and sets. So that is the asterisk next to this. But taking that away, on my Smith curl, the curl that isolates biceps really well for me, that I really hold true to my heart, that I love that lift. When I'm strong at that lift, I am strong at hooking. Like it carries over 1-to-1 ratio. I swear, when I got to 115-pound dumbbells for 5 to 6, I was the strongest at hooking. I could hook with Megan Mike. I could hook with anybody. I felt like I did 80s for 8. That last rep was like, so that's what, like 20-something% weaker on my isolated bicep, pretty isolated, but with more reps and sets. So fatigue was in there. That is a number, which it doesn't make me sad or angry like that, because it's a starting point. And I know I'm going to get back to it. I know I'll get more comfortable generating force. I know my endurance and workload will be able to build up on my arms and stuff like that. It'll make jumps quick. But yeah, that was like a 20-something% decrease on my isolated bicep, for instance. And so I imagine it's kind of that same stat across the board on most of my lifts. Where was everybody? What's up, brother? Can you, Ed Bedrosian, I'm going to write arm wrestling book, Arma Sutra. Schmo says, don't forget Artem's book. He clearly is the best CIA operative we've ever seen. Artem has a book too? Oh, I did hear Artem wrote a book. https:/armwrestling.live, Robert Kelly's live stream website. Check it out. Robert Kelly built it. Oh, no. He's had it for a while, right? His own live streaming website. Yeah, moderators thank you for sharing that, Texas Sparring. We're definitely a big supporter of Robert Kelly here. Luke, Artem, James all have books published. Morkish says, had a super match this past weekend. I got wrecked. Made me rethink on why I'm doing this sport. That's it right there. Morkish, what are you talking about? You got wrecked this past weekend, and you're still here. That's everything. You lost, you had a rough time, and you kept going. That's literally what this sport is about, and that's how you get good. If you quit, then you are falling into what hurts everybody and why we lose everybody. Dude, you have a rough time, you're calling it quits. I have rough times. I've had very rough times. I've had very public rough times. And you don't quit, dude. That's how you reach it. You don't quit. Like, what kind of weak-ass fool are you, Morkish? Quit. Yeah, come on, Morkish. Don't bring that in here, bro. Have you lost on East vs. West stages and got embarrassed? Have you lost on King of the Table stages and got embarrassed? Have you had multiple videos made about you and nonstop posts talking crap about how you're overrated and you're going to quit because you had a bad match? Bro. Morkish, don't bring that here, my boy. Expect way more out of you, especially if you're in this chat. Come on. Send me all, dude, Morkish, I'm here to help you guys. If you are training for arm wrestling, send me a video clip of you doing a lift. Send it to me on Instagram. Get a hold of me, and I will tell you my opinions on it. I will help. I'm here to help. I am not too big league, big mainstream guy that I do not respond. I'm here to help you guys. Now, I will say, if it becomes a consistent thing where people are sending me nonstop videos, the same person every day, and want me to do all that, then that kind of falls into coaching, and then I start charging money. But if it's just like, hey, Derek, what do you think about this? What do you think about this? What do you think about this? I'm there, you guys. I'm there. Reach out to me. I'm here to help. I want people to grow in arm wrestling, have a good time. I want them to embrace it, have a positive experience, spread that. And so we recruit more people in the sport. Come on, yo. Diaz, What's up, dude? NatFit says I destroyed Texas at 276 or 176. There we go. Who's number one in Cali right now? That's me. That's me. Until this is ripped off my dead, cold corpse by potentially Mega Mike. Until that happens, it's me, right-handed. I keep it over there just in case someone asks that question. Then I hurt my should winning a match in North Carolina. Gateway Arms. We all want to see a super match with you and Brian Shaw ASAP. No. Brian's first match, you guys, will be with somebody along the lines of Brian. In terms of newer to the sport, big name, maybe a strong man getting into it. My forecast is it'll be someone like that. Someone that makes sense. Makes sense to Brian, makes sense to the sport, makes sense to the hype. Brian is an intelligent individual. He's not going to take some match where he's the obvious underdog. And he's going to run that match by people. He's going to run that match by me. He'll run that match by Devin. He will put some serious thought into who he's going to have his match with because he wants to win. But I don't think he's going to take a landslide victory either. He'll take someone tough that will challenge him for sure. But people are throwing out weird names out there like me or Leonidas or Schoolboy. No, those guys are too experienced. Brian's new. So it'll be someone along those lines, guys. And you guys know it'll be a big match. I'm excited about it. We'll get him ready for it. And but right now, just getting used to everything. Brian's still moving, getting used to everything, consistent practicing, consistent lifting. Yeah. Yes, Derek, it sounds like a really great idea. Thank you, Mike. Diaz says, what's your favorite exercise for finger cupping and palm cupping? Finger cupping, grip. Finger cupping, gripping. I know what you mean. This instead of this. I got you. But either way, I mean, it's going to have the same kind of carryover to your grip. So if finger cupping, I don't really train. I guess I do. I stand up on a squat rack with the safety bar set low, where when I stand up fully with my arms extended all the way, it lifts off the bar, and I let the weight roll down to my fingertips as far as it can go before it's about to fall out of my fingertips, and then I grip it into my palm, and I do a little wrist curl with it. This is a Tim Bresnan lift. Tim Bresnan taught me this. Tim Bresnan, when I first arm wrestled him, not the one you guys have seen, the very first match I ever had with him, which was a couple years before the match where I beat him, he had the strongest fingers I've ever felt in my life. It was the craziest thing. Tim grabs you kind of low, like this, and he has a relatively small hand. And so when someone grabs you low, the answer, textbook answer, is to go high and post. If you're dead set on top rolling, is to go high and post. So first round, I'm like, oh, easy, boom, post, and it just doesn't move. He just holds me like no problem. And I'm like, oh man. Second round, I get a little more out, because fingertips are the weakest part of the fingers or of the hands, right? So I'm gonna try to find his fingertips, like a little more out, a little more low handy, a little more tall, a little more out, and just still, boom. Round 3, he looks at the refs, and I'm jockeying for position. I swear, Tim Bresnan had this much coverage on me. It had to have been like about this much. Barely. He was not around the back of my hand. He had about this much, and I flared all the way out, everything I had, and he looked at the ref and everybody and basically smiled and winked, and just the strongest fingers I've ever felt on a human being in arm wrestling. So that being said, I said, Tim, how do you get those fingers like that, my guy? And he said, I just pick up a barbell, let it roll down to my fingertips, and grip it up and do a little wrist curl. He said he got up to 315 pounds, I believe he told me. And there's videos of him talking about this lift as well. Yeah, crazy. So that's the only thing I do for grip. The only thing I do for grip is that, and then you guys see me mess around I used to mess around with the grippers on stream. That's it. That's literally all I do for grip. And I feel like it's helped me a lot. I mean, just doing that got me being able to close at 3.5, and I'm known for having pretty strong hand and wrist in general. So, and then palm cupping, I like a cone handle personally. The best handle out there would be a multi-spinner. If you think about what it does, it would be the best handle. You're strapped to it, so you're not using your fingers to contain. And also it hits rising, it hits pronation, it hits everything while it hits high cupping or supination, ulnar deviation, and cupping as well on the low part of the hand if you do the low attachment. So it hits kind of everything, and you're strapped to it, so you're not using your fingers. It's all palm cupping. But I like the cone because I like to be able to increase my position while I'm doing the cup. I like to have like a pocket or a space, or as I'm cupping, be able to drive in a certain way or a certain angle. And in the multi-spinner, you're bound to it, so you can't really improve your hand position while you're doing the cupping. In a cone, you're doing the same things, rising, pronating, and etc., or chopping, but you can improve your position. Now, the caveat is that the cone handle will teach you to hold on while the multi-spinner does not. So that's kind of what you give up for it. Those are my favorites. Andy Beckett, yo, World Series of Arm Wrestling, says NatFit. Okay, moderators, can you guys plug the link to the World Series of Arm Wrestling? You guys can check that out. I believe you catch the show on Tubi, and I believe that the website, if you guys haven't attended any of their tournaments and they're in an area near you, then check them out. Greg Sharp running that. Love Greg Sharp. He's awesome. I've tried one set to failure per exercise method before. I'm not big on going to failure or lifting for massive pumps. It's not really my thing, but in the past, yes, of course I've done that. Oh, no. Where was it? Oh, there's. I'm pretty far behind the chat. Sorry, guys. I went off on a tangent there, as I do. Jamie, I'll see you soon. Thank you on the chat. Yes, I'm at 176. I hate it. Yeah, the better than 154, Jamie, I met. Jana says someone named Becca left a negative Amazon review for Artem's book. I wonder if it's Rebecca Todd. Ow. Let's not start getting conspiracy theory. Jamie is the man. Derek, my kids love you. See you soon. Yes, sir. Jamie, dang, Jamie lost some weight. Pupper says, Jana's, that sucks. Negative reviews are not accurate. That are not accurate are the worst. I agree. Luke Pulsher on his way to 176. I was in the ER last year, and my doctor told me to lose weight. Yeah, buddy. I met you at 154. You're getting up to like 220 at one point. You're following that Chris Chandler path there. Damian, I hope all is well. I gotta go, fellas. All right, Tex Prana, see you later. Hermes Graspawini says, I heard your boys from Texas run from matches, talk crap, but just run. LOL. Is this? Oh wow, I haven't talked to you in so long. I forgot your first name. From Discord. Wow. Dang, it's been a long time, brother. Hope you're doing well. If this is who I think it is, I can't believe I just forgot your name, man. My bad. Yeah. They definitely talk the crap. I'm not going to say they run from the matches, but they definitely talk the crap. That's for sure. Paul Strength says, Derek, you're the man. No, Paul, you are the man. Let's see. NatFit says, don't quit, young man. I've flown all over to lose on TV. Yes, sir. Hey, Carolyn. You never quit, Derek. You are inspirational and consistent. If I can inspire one person, then it's a win. W. Johnny Dang, Morkish, come to our practice. Yes, sir. Johnny Dang, one of my teammates and one of my favorite people on the planet for sure. Ermi says, 2 years later, now you want to try and pull. Yikes. Saying hi to Carolyn. Dear friends, you have joined Derek's Twitch channel. See our dude filled up with, fired up with the gloves off, gaming and camaraderie. Yeah, we have some fun. We have some fun on the Twitch stream. I beat Mega Mike in overall versus Florida kids. There we go. Jonathan Gagner says King Detrick. Did you mean to say Derek? I mean, I'll take it if you meant to say me, I'm assuming. Number 2 behind Derek. There you go. Jonathan says Derek, sorry. Ed Bedrosian, Brian versus Big Laws. Okay, see, now you're thinking in the right direction. Efren says Brian versus Khalid. There we go. Kane Fontecchio. All loaded up and ready for AE mountain practice at Stockade. Psyched. See you soon. If you guys are local or in the area, at 7 o'clock, we are going to be heading up to the Stockade. Oh, the restaurant's called the Stockade Brewery and Food. It's called the Stockade. It's up in Crestline. Sorry, I don't have the. Oh wait, I might be able to read you the details right now. I do want to mention it on the stream, you guys, because it is where I'm going right now, and it is our first mountain practice at a restaurant. So it is at the Stockade Grub and Whiskey at Crestline, California, at 7 o'clock tonight. I will be leaving right after the stream. Me and Emma heading up there, gonna go have some food and do a little bit of arm wrestling. If you guys can make it, please make it. Even if you're just hanging out, you guys, we're at this new restaurant. We want to show them that arm wrestlers will eat and drink when we bring value to have our practice at your restaurant. We bring value. So if you guys are able just to go hang out and you're in the local area, please head up there. I don't know if you have to leave right now, but leave right now. If you have to go and help us establish that practice at the Stockade Grub and Whiskey in Crestline, California at 7 o'clock. Located on back patio, arm wrestling tables and team coaches will be on site, provide lessons on safety and technique. Come participate in this growing sport, says the flyer that Kane made. So I will be heading up there for sure. DF sharing the Twitch. Gateway Arms. What if you're underestimating Brian's capabilities? He seems to be taking it seriously now. His newbie games are going to be scary. I think his first match should be someone relatively his size. You're not really going to find anybody relatively his size. Even I wouldn't be relatively his size. But plus, you said you're weak right now. I wasn't weak when last time I saw Brian. We're saying have a match with them now? No, he's not gonna have a match for a little while. It'll be a few months. No, the things I said are from Brian. I didn't just that's not all my opinion. This is from me talking to Brian. He will be facing somebody that's in a similar situation as himself, right? Not taking on an established arm wrestler. Carolyn says, nice, Derek. I do the barbell curl for fingers, but wrist curl after. Game changer. Diaz says, there's no need to buy fancy handles, just barbell finger rolls to do the trick. In terms of if you're talking about grip, yeah, I think that's enough. It does more than enough grip for me, for sure. Watched Tim eat 45 plates of seafood last month. I'm not joking. Morkish says, Johnny Dang, I'm in South Texas, but I have footage of the match, so I get to see how I lost and what I need to work on. Yeah, send me those clips. I would love to review the match and give you my opinion if you want it on what I think went wrong, what you could have done better, what strengths you might need to work on, things like that. Nat Fitz says, everyone threw up. I went home to my hotel. Wake Up says, Derek, Brian posted recent practice match with your boys. Were you there? How does he feel this time? Better, just the same. I was not there. He's in Colorado. I'm in California. I'm going to try to set up another situation where I go out there pretty soon, hopefully. But no, I'm not close to Colorado. I'm in Southern California. So the match, me practicing Brian will be a little few and far between, which is fine. I'm still in the group chat with his team. I'm still following up and talking to those guys and how are things going? How's he feeling? How are things moving? And I'm still messaging Brian. So I'm trying to stay plugged in. But yeah, I'll go out there every so often and kind of test things and see how he's come along. Loggy says, is Brian going to actually compete soon? Soon, I don't believe so. And it's more than likely going to be a super match, not a tournament. Yeah, he'll probably do a super match before he does a tournament, if he ever does a tournament. I just logged in Twitch. See you soon, says David Tomes. All right, sir. You have a good stream, Sir Tomes. Ephraim says, have you gone to Chicago? And if so, how was your experience? I went to Chicago for gaming back in the day. I've never been for arm wrestling. It was the coldest place I've ever been. I went in the dead of the winter, and I will never go again during the winter to Chicago. I did not know places could get that cold. I wore shorts because I was young and from California, and it was the worst idea ever. And yeah, so that was my experience in Chicago. My buddy picked me up, and he lived in the hood of Chicago, one of the hoods, from what I'm hearing. And that was kind of scary, but I was really young. I was like 21, 22. And that was an experience. I slept on his floor and heard gunshots and police sirens all night. But still a good time at the tournament. Gaby Arms says, I put money on Brian crushing other newbies in the sport. Big Laws, Khaled, Brandon Allen, no chance. Khaled's been around longer than Brian, but he doesn't really train. And Brandon Allen's been training full-time. I would favor Brandon Allen. I don't know. It's just, I take that back. I'm not saying I'd favor Brandon Allen. But Brandon does have a significant advantage in the that he's been training full-time for it, been arm wrestling for years, and Brian's brand new. Yeah. So fun. I hope you have a blast in the Stockade. It will be fun. Emma's going to go too. I'll make her arm wrestle. And my dad's going. We're going to pick him up. Who's the tallest arm wrestler you met? Vitali. Vitali's taller than I am. Paul Strength. Derek, your insight on the technical and training nuances of the sport are one of the main reasons I tune in. Greatly appreciate it. No problem, Paul. Yeah, that's just the tip of the iceberg, man. If you guys ask deep questions, I can give you deeper answers. Emma Smith saying hi. Everybody saying hi to Emma. And it's really cold there, says Ephraim. I agree. Okay, so one of the cool secrets of arm wrestling. 57 minutes in. Sorry, I do tangents. I go off on tangents. But it's all arm wrestling related. Sorry, I love to talk to you guys. Okay, this one's cool. Think about this. If you've arm wrestled and you're in the chat and you understand arm wrestling pressures, and especially if you've trained for arm wrestling, think about this. Pronation. I know I've mentioned this to you guys before, but let's talk about it a little more in depth. I know some people aren't here and they don't really want to get into the small technical stuff of arm wrestling. That might bore you, but let me go over this just real quick, because the people that are into it are really going to be like, oh, light bulb. I bet you there's some light bulbs. You know what? If I say this and there is a light bulb moment, please post in the chat a light bulb emoji. I think there's a light bulb emoji. Post in the chat a light bulb emoji or some type of emoji if this puts off a light bulb. Okay, so pronation. Guys have been around me for a while. I've talked about this, but I've delved into it even further. Texas Prawn, all those guys, if you're still in here, this is an upgraded view on this. So you train pronation. All right, let's grab a strippy strap here. I have a strap handy from Grip Arm Sport. Grip Arm Sport sponsored the Challenger Series in Florida They gave me a badass bag, shirts and things like that, strap. So normally I'm a big proponent of Lion straps, you guys. I will send everybody Lion straps. Lion straps was developed on my arm wrestling team by my teammates. It is made in love. I have put brain power into Lion straps. I literally came up with the name Lion straps. So I always promote them. But Grip Arm Sports is pretty cool. And you have a discount code on Lion straps. Use AWDare. But anyway, shout out to Grip Arm Sports for giving me cool stuff. I appreciate you. Back to pronation. Pronation. You have two little pronators. Pronator quadratus, a little muscle right here in your wrist. It really just focuses on the rotating of the wrist. You have your pronator teres, the big one that Devin always flexes. It is a elbow flexor, and it pronates over your forearm here, right? So the connection goes from here, right in the middle right here. It chops up into two different directions. One direction goes above your elbow, and that is an elbow flexor. Because it connects above the elbow, it is pulling your arm this way. The other one connects below the elbow, right here, and that is more for pure pronation. So to work your pronation, to work your pronator teres, the bigger one, the one that applies more pressure, you should have elbow flexion present. Your elbow should be tensing up. You should be moving your elbow, or at least having static elbow pressure as you're training pronation. Keep that in mind for all pronation training. There should be some form of elbow pressure if you want to optimize and activate your pronator teres, which is the big pronator, right? So every arm wrestler trains defensive, what I call defensive pronation. This is across the board, guys. This is 95% of arm wrestlers do this. Some form of band over the side of your hand, like this, palm up to thumb up. They curl. So palm up to thumb up. That's what I call defensive pronation. Arm wrestling, someone goes, and I go to palm up, and I try to recover to thumb up. Now, when I'm trying to pin, I would be going thumb up to palm down. The range of motion for pronation is palm up to palm down, palm up, palm down. So we're training half. 95% arm wrestlers train half range, palm up to thumb up. That's it, little halvesies. The full range would technically be palm up to palm down. So what I call offensive pronation, which would be from thumb up to palm down, is where you're pinning somebody. This is isolated best by a high attachment, right? Like, so if you're on a pulley system or a table pulley, the attachment is high. Like I said, we must have elbow flexion present, right? And it's going to be so much weaker than your defensive pronation. If you're doing defensive pronation curls with 70 pounds, then you're going to be doing offensive pronation with much less, we'll say 15 to 20 pounds, especially if you're isolating it correctly. High attachment. Now, what you don't want to happen is naturally, as your offensive pronation gives out, as it's like weak and you're trying to get it over, you're going to feel your elbow flaring out. You're going to feel yourself trying to force the pronation through your frame, right? Because you can't concentrically curl it anymore. So you're trying to force that pronation over. So you start trying to tuck your elbow out to force your hand to go over, right? Pronation through the frame. So go lighten it up. It's too heavy, way too heavy. You have to do it with your elbow tucked in. Your elbow should not be flaring out at any point while you're doing offensive pronation. Then you need to have some elbow flexion. So you'd be leaning back a little bit, top rolling it. So there's some elbow pressure in there. You're tensing up, and then kind of top rolling it to yourself. Thumb up, palm down. As you're leaning back, thumb up, palm down. We're leaning back because it's a high attachment, right? Thumb up, palm down. All the way while elbow stays tight and we don't flare into the body and we don't flare out. Now, okay, cool. Some of you guys, that is going to be a light bulb moment right there. That is going to be a light bulb moment like, oh, wow, I never really trained that. I really trained defensive pronation, really trained offensive. Now, I'm going to expand on this, and this is a new thing. Think about this. When you are arm wrestling and you're trying to pin somebody, boom, and you're trying really hard to drive sideways. As your elbow, when your elbow is tucked in, this is our ability, this is our elbow adduction, this is our pec minor, right? This is internal rotation, which would be our subscapularis and assisting muscles in the shoulder. We're here, when the offensive pronation fails, like I just said, in the gym, when your offensive pronation fails, you flare your elbow. So what do you do when you're on the table if your offensive pronation is weak? You flare your elbow. When you flare out your elbow, you are losing access to your chest. You're losing access to everything you need in terms of going sideways, right? Your elbow is flaring out because your offensive pronation is weak. Offensive pronation being stronger will enable you to stay tighter through the whole motion. Having more concentric offensive pronation pressure will allow you to stay tighter throughout the entire motion. And as you're pinning somebody, your elbow will not flare out as much or need to flare out as much, which will leave you the ability to utilize your chest and your subscapularis better and more efficiently. Do you understand? Can I get some light bulbs in the chat? Anybody? Be honest. Come on, man. I've never heard anybody in the world talk about that, what I just talked about, ever. I've been to every seminar. I listen to everybody. Come on. Come on. All right. Let's see. It's really cold. Johnny Dang light bulb, Paul Strength light bulb. I appreciate you. What do you think about the wrist ball and how it targets the thumb more than other handles with pronation? Anything that's going to take the pronation out further is going to be beneficial. So, you guys, this doing pronation like this is right now it's hitting my breakout, like my hammer curling ability, really hard because it's pulling straight down to a low weight. Anything that is going to bring the weight out here will target my pronation more, right? The further it is away from my hand. So some people, give me a bottle. I know I got a bottle or a can. Okay, we're gonna use an old can. People, you'll see in Turkey, there's videos of Engin Terzi doing this, not with a can, but with something on the back of his hand. They put a spacer. You see what I'm doing? You see what I'm trying to get at here? Sorry, I need something. They put a spacer on the back of their hand, or like a pad, or like a big towel, or something that will make the cord or the strap go away. So as it's pulling down, it's trying to pronate you way more because it's on the outside of your hand. It's pulling your hand far away and it's attacking your pronation directly. So if the weight is directly below you, if you have a spacer behind your hand, it will be attacking your pronation, your pure pronation, much more than just your elbow flexion, right? So something on the back of your hand that pulls it out here while you're doing your pronation curls will definitely make it isolate the pronator much more. Much more. So the wrist ball, you know, it kind of does that because it's thicker and you'll get a little bit of space here, which will make it doesn't conform to the hand as much. It helps you with that. Eric Nelson, yo, Carolyn, Ephraim. What type of pronation exercises would you choose for that offensive pronation or handle? I have it's in my gym bag in the car, so I can't really show you right now. But basically, I have a handle that somebody built a long time ago. It's very simple, and an old teammate of mine who's quit arm wrestling, they built it. But basically, it looks like this. It's a PVC pipe. I don't have PVC pipes, so I'll use this can, for instance. It's a pipe. They fed the strap through the pipe, right? And it looks kind of like this to the naked eye. This would be a PVC pipe. It's covered in duct tape, and there's some foam underneath it, so I can hold on to it. And the loop is about this long, right? So it goes through the tube, and on the bottom he put like a big like screw or something like to hold it in, so the strap doesn't come out the top of the PVC pipe. Anyway, I connect this, and then I like it because it has the handle that goes up right here, so it takes it away from my hand, right? So it's not conforming to my hand. And then I rotate the PVC pipe. I use a handle like this to target offensive pronation. That's how I do it. But it was a homemade handle that I utilized. But it's really simple to make. But you can also do it with anything. You can do it with a martial arts belt or anything that's from a high attachment. Just understand, the more it conforms to your hand, the less it'll target specifically your pronation. That's all crazy handles do, guys. When you buy these crazy handles, they just help isolate the muscle a little bit more. That's it. They don't revolutionize it. You can get a ton of work in and great work in with homemade handles, with just a towel, with the stuff they have at the gym. You don't need to buy the crazy handles. If you want to isolate a little bit more, you want to isolate these specific muscles, then you can buy the crazy handles, and that's fine. Love the handle makers. There's a ton of great handles out there. It's just you don't have to, right? There's ways to target it without crazy handles. Evelyn, how much do arm wrestling tables cost, and where can I get one in the future? If you get the cheapest, I believe you find is on Amazon, and it is the cheapest quality. I hate those tables, and I hate when people stand up for those tables and like, they're pretty good. They're better than nothing. They're better than nothing. I'll give you that. The Amazon tables. I think they go for what, like $200 or something, $250, somewhere around there. Very rickety, sharp edges. Things are cheap and break and move, and even the bolt, everything's thin and cheap. But it will work if you have nothing else. It'll work for sure. If you've been on high-end tables, then you will know the difference between an Amazon table and a Mazurenko table, for instance. worlds apart in terms of stability, comfort, portability, all the things. Yeah, so anywhere from 200 average table makers you'll find are somewhere around 350-ish plus shipping. That's where you generally end up falling around. I think the most high-end table is probably a Mazurenko table with the platform, and what is that up to, like 1,500, $2,000 or so? Well, it might just be 1,500 just for the table and more for the platform that rises. Yeah, it gets real expensive depending on how far you want to go and how nice of a table you want to get. Moderators, if you guys can plug any table links, table website links in here. I mean, there's what's the armpower.net. I think that's Mazurenko's website. Then there was Combat Arm Sports. I'm not sure if he's making tables again right now. Then there was big shout out to Lucas Raymond and Arm Assassin. He sells tables on Arm Assassin, which are great training tables. Off the top of my head, sorry, it's kind of there's the blue tables from, I think he's from Canada. Armbet tables. What's the one? They're blue and black tables. Oh my gosh, I'm having a brain fart. I'm talking about with all the padding. They're probably the most popular table makers right now. Most people have them, and because not only do they sell their tables, but they make other tables or other websites, and then they sell them. I'm not talking about Mac, but Mac, does he sell his own tables yet? But I know Ian Carnegie came up with their own concept. Arm Assassin Strength Shop, yeah. But what is the dude? Ezreal tables. Sorry, Ezreal. I'm having brain fart. Ezreal tables. Those are really popular right now. Those are pretty good. And they have a couple different versions. I think they have like a pro version where it's more expensive and like a beginner version which is cheaper or like not as nice. You know what I mean? But you can pay more or less. Those are some ideas. Moderators, if you guys can post links to any of the things I just said, I would appreciate that so people can find the links in the chat. I need to hit up those table makers and get a discount code so I can help promote. You know what? I'm probably going to have Lucas Raymond because I'm a big Arm Assassin Strength Shop fan. Lucas is awesome. He worked with me, helped me out a ton with Brian Shaw, and sent Brian free handles and free table and everything. And I think we did him justice. I think we promoted enough on the days I was there, and he still uses those tables, and you still see Arm Assassin stuff at Brian's. But I would like to get a discount code on Arm Assassin and really help promote people there and encourage people to go to Arm Assassin. Lucas is awesome, dude. He kills the game. Lucas, I'm a big Lucas Raymond fan. I will say that. Morkish saying loading light. Bedrosian stuff, dude. David Tones, there we go. Morkish, where would I send the footage for the review? Just send it to me on Instagram, man. Just send me a little video clips on Instagram messages, and I'll check them out. As far as the grip, isn't that more fingers through with a thin handle? Is that more fingers through with a thin handle? Thick handles naturally challenge your grip in your fingers because they're so big, they constantly have pressure in your fingers. If you pay attention to a small handle and you allow it to work into your hand, you can get fantastic finger work with a small handle, right? You just have to pay attention to it. By default, you will try to collapse it into your wrist and not let it move so you can control it more. But if you're consciously allowing it to hit your fingers, you can get good work with a smaller handle. It's not a big deal. Second super chat from Wake Up, $10 super chat. Thank you, sir. Emma said thank you. Thank you. Said thank you. I don't know if you heard it. Thank you for the $10 super chat. And he says, Derek, did you teach Brian the Mazurenko exercise that measure your power in specific lifts? Remember when you teach it to Larry and Larry greatly improved? No. Wait, specific lift? Okay, Mazurenko went out to Dubai and he filmed a video in the gym with Larry. They were measuring their maximum output. I don't remember a specific lift though. They did a lot of lifts, didn't they? They tested their lifts in a lot of different ways. And they had the power rating system there with the laptop, and they checked the pound to force. Yeah, I did not get into that. We didn't get that far down the list, man. I know what you're talking about vaguely though, but I don't know about the specific lift. No, I didn't get into that. Although it's a good idea. I would like to talk to Brian about a crane scale and why it would make sense for him to purchase one and kind of look into the resistance or the pressure he's applying. Crane scale, guys, is like a scale in the middle, and it has little loops on both ends, basically. And the more you pull on it, it tells you the poundage on. It's a digital scale. It tells you the poundage of pressure being applied. You pull on it. So if you get a relatively good one, you put it between you and the pulley or you and the band or whatever like that, and you can really test the force applied, and it'll tell you the poundage you applied in that direction. So it's a good way to measure your progress. Either way, wake up. Thank you for the super chat, man. I did not talk to Brian about it, but I kind of remember. Maybe I'm gonna bring that up. Wake up. You might just influence through me, and me bringing it up might have changed the trajectory of Brian Shaw. Thank you, man. I appreciate the love. Okay. Google's most wanted frog. Yo. Carolyn says, who has a gym bag in the car? LOL, game changer. It always stays in the car and ready to go. Diaz says, the Devon pronation through the thumb seems like it sits on the thumb pad and more than actually activating the thumb, or am I wrong? People call pronation through the thumb that as a thing. If I could show you guys again, I keep putting the strap all the way over here. Pronation, there's like basically 3 ways to train your pronation. You could hold on to something, and it could go over your hand right here. You can loop it around your thumb right here, so it goes over the thumb pad, or you can basically get it around your wrist. And there's a couple different ways to do it, but have it wrap it around so it goes around your wrist or below your wrist on your forearm. Obviously, you'll be able to apply more pressure when it's located below the wrist. You'll be able to apply more pronation pressure. Around your thumb is going to be the most realistic in terms of when you go on a strap, having around your thumb is more realistic. When I train my pronation around my thumb, I like to set it the way I like to have a strap in a match, so I feel very comfortable driving into the handle or into the strap, driving pronation. You can do it more strict, so it's tight around your thumb, and that'll encourage you to push with your thumb while you're doing the pronation, right? That will help build up this thumb muscle right here, and it'll encourage you when you're driving someone to push your thumb down to sink their riser and everything below you as you drive the thumb. When you do the pronation that's really high, just holding on to something like this, it could potentially tweak your wrist, and you can loosen up those connections in there. That's why Devon can spin his let me show you. You know, when you hold it still and his wrist is all spun out, as he calls it, that's from doing a lot of stuff way above the wrist. Mess around with all 3 of them. Mine is traditionally over the thumb or below the wrist is the ones I do the most. I don't hold on to too much stuff, except for the offensive pronation, because offensive pronation it's so weak. You guys, it's not going to be enough weight to spin out my wrist. So I kind of want it on the limit here, so it's harder, and it taxes my pronation even more. Carolyn says, Johnny, same here, bro. LOL, my bad has swimming stuff into, and this year I joined a gym 45 minutes away, but swim and gym has been great for back injury this year, coming back stronger, blood flow. You guys, can I get a fit over, was it fit over 40 or fit over 50? Emoji spam in the chat for Carolyn, please. You'll see it says fit. Fit for, what's it fit for? Fit. I'm looking. Fit for 50? That's what it was. Fit for 50. Sorry. I haven't looked at the emojis in a while. Another super chat from Wake Up. $20 super chat. Thank you, brother. I appreciate you. Emma Racing, Tomes Thing. Tomes, I love you. See you later, bud. But Top Dono goes on the chalkboard next to Engen Fernsey over here, getting phone calls from my dad. Emma, call Grandpa back, please, right now. Or here. You want to answer my phone? Tell him plans to come over there and get him right when we leave here. All right, so Wake Up. Wake Up with the $20 super chat. Thank you, sir. Wake up. And he says, Mazurenko also measured Saplenkov, Levon, and others. Those exercises really improved Larry. Yes, Derek, I'm trying to influence through you in a positive way towards Brian. That's exactly my goal. Ha ha. By all means, man. I appreciate the love. Thank you for the super chats. And I will, when I talk to Brian, bring that back up about ways to measure his form and his capabilities. And it'll give him more of a solid number to chase, which I think he'll like, to have a solid number to chase and pursue. And the crane scale, which is basically what Mazurenko was doing, he just rated it with a PC, but the crane scale does the exact same thing. Brian can measure his pounds of force. So thank you, man. Thank you. Appreciate you. Let's see. Arms has a strength shop. Are you going to the mountain practice? Yes, I'm going to be leaving right when we're done here in about 5 minutes, guys. I'm going to shut this down, because I need to rush up to mountain practice. Although, I mean, it's not that I don't have to be that hardcore about it because it starts at 7 and it's about a 30-minute drive, and it's only 6 o'clock, 5:55. So no super rush right now. Hey, Mac, 1.4 gigahertz. Mac, yo, have you already talked about Anthony Abiad? Cool. Cool. The junior WAF champ is American. Yes, I already talked about him. That's the guy that was at my practice on Sunday, y'all. The one I said was crazy strong. That's 17 years old. Did not feel no 17 years old. That was the strongest 17-year-old I've ever felt. Sorry, I like to think about those things before I say those hardcore statements. Thank you, Carolyn, for sharing ArmAssassinStrengthShop.com link. I appreciate you. DF Ezreal, there we go. Thank you for sharing the links, guys. Armbet.net, there we go. Carolyn says, I believe 98% Arm Wrestling is a discount code, or hit up Ryan Grondin for the 98 for Arm Assassin. Oh, I did not know that. Okay. Yeah, guys, hit up Ryan Grondin. I don't know the discount code, but if he has one, utilize that until I get mine, and then utilize mine. James M says, let's be real. Brian Shaw will never be an arm wrestler. Whoa, James. What? What? Okay. What makes you think that? Why do you think that? I'm interested. And maybe we need to define our terms. Like, what does arm wrestler mean to you? Does that mean someone that's arm wrestled once at a tournament? Or are you talking about someone that lives a life, trained? How many years do you have to do it to be called an arm wrestler? What is an arm wrestler specific to earn that title? What does that mean to you? I guess we should kind of, maybe that's what we're getting hung up on. But he's definitely training for arm wrestling, practicing for arm wrestling, and intends to compete in arm wrestling. So those things I know for sure. So I don't know if you mean be an arm wrestler like he's going to do it for like 10 years like everybody else, or what? Carolyn, fit for 50. Yes, bro. There we go. Lorenzo says, hi, Emma. Wake up. Dia says, what weight do you usually work with when on different pronation lifts? And do you do reps, holds, or combine both? If I'm being honest with you guys, most of my stuff is concentric motions. I never do negatives or eccentrics, but I will do some isometrics and like static holds every once in a while. But when I do those, it'll be really sideways, directly on my pronation, holding it center, not really one side or the other too much. Yeah, if I was going to do more isometrics, I might do more offensive pronation isometrics and holds, because there's a lot of time you take someone's hand and you're just trying to finish them. And so you'd want a little bit more of that sticking power there. But the hand and wrist, guys, in arm wrestling, people talk about all the time how arm wrestling is an isometric thing, right? You just hold and go. The wrist is generally not isometric in arm wrestling. The wrist is one of the only things that is concentric in arm wrestling, right? You don't just sit there and hold and go sideways. Traditionally, no matter how you arm wrestle, even if you're a very highly successful one, that wrist is flexing. That wrist is moving. So to do a lot of isometric wrist work doesn't make a ton of sense to me, because we are pursuing concentric movements. We are pursuing flexion in the wrist. So, just my thoughts. Let's see. And the weight on different pronation lifts, I'd have to look. I have it written down in my notebook, my weightlifting notebook. It's nothing crazy. And remember, I'm always trying to isolate my pronation more and get less wrist or elbow flexion out. I did Devin's lift. You guys, I made a video where I did the Devin lift. I know the form was way different than Devin. And it pissed people off so much that I said I tried the Devin lift, because I wasn't squatted down on my knee, and the strap was not purely around my thumb. It was lower around, which would allow me to generate some more force. I get it. I knew it was a wee way off, but I called it the Devin lift anyway, just to spur, just to piss people off a little bit. I don't normally do that, but that's that one I wanted to. But I forget the number I did on that, so maybe you can look at that, and that'll give you a number. I put it on the screen how much I did. Karen says, bro, Brian is already an arm wrestler. He has been on the table. Yeah. Lorenzo says, people should hope Brian doesn't become an arm wrestler too strong. I agree. DS068 says, thinking means Brian won't go all in because anybody can be an arm wrestler, maybe not a successful one. But success, what does that, I mean, he has everything he needs to be successful, but I'm saying even if he's somehow not, he can still be an arm wrestler and not be successful and still love the sport and participate. Although, I mean, I don't think that if Brian had just straight negativity, just straight lost everything, never got a win and was nothing notable, I don't know if he'd stick around with it. I don't know how long he would be into this new venture if it was not yielding any positive results. Also, if he was doing nothing but losing, that would affect his, YouTube channel, his brand, and things like that. And so I don't know how long he would sit around if he was doing nothing but losing, just in terms of making money for his family. I'm not sure. Diaz068 says, in my opinion, combining reps with holds at the end of a range motion is the best method. Oh, so you're talking about like doing a curl and then holding it at the top for a minute, or doing pronation and holding it at the top for a minute. I do that sometimes. It's not super something I'm focusing on a ton, but maybe some of my old and I was never a bodybuilder, but maybe some of my old workouts geared towards like a bodybuilder style still come through with me every once in a while, where I really want to feel it and I'll just hold it for a second afterwards. You'll see in these videos I release, you'll see sometimes too, I'll start messing with the weight after I grip it or after I do things. I could probably show you guys a clip right now of me doing grip work. Where is it? This one? Nope. I was doing grip work with my buddy. Oh, here we go. So I'll do a few reps. This is just 225. This is me getting back into it. I'll do a few reps, and then you'll see me kind of hold it and kind of swing it around a little bit once I'm done. Focus. Focus, camera. So, okay, see right there? At the end, you see me pulse. Come on, focus. Stupid thing. There you go. See right there? That's me gripping it and holding it in my palms as I do the curls. So something like that. I'll do that sometimes. David Tomes, welcome to Boss Level. Thank you, Tomes, becoming a member on the channel. We haven't had a new member in a while. I appreciate you, man. Thank you, Tomes. Okay, where were we? David Tomes came that. Carolyn saying, what's up to Tomes? Spacey, the Wizard of 1,000 Kings. There we go. Everybody's spamming. Yeah, buddy. Yes, sir, to Tomes. Thank you, Tomes. I appreciate you. All right, it's 6:03. Guys, we're going to start wrapping this up. Do you guys have any specific questions in the chat that I was not able to get to? Anything like that? Moderators, please start posting the links you know I love. Anybody in here that has a YouTube channel, please post your link. We'll get a Benji Mack link in there, even though he's not in here. Share his channel. Anybody else that came here? Savage Arm Wrestling was in here earlier. He has a channel. DF, post your channel. Who else has a channel? Just put a little thumbs up in the chat. If you guys have a channel, we'll share the link. If you guys want someone to check out your channel and what you're doing. DF and Carolyn, if you guys share links to the AW Switch, to NatFit Nation, to the Twitch link. And if you guys have my Linktree link, maybe that too. I think DF has all that stuff saved. That's my boy, you guys. DF is my guy. That's my guy. That's who I'm talking to every day. That's who's like literally my partner for the Twitch channel. So that's my all hail DF. That is my boy right there. And I love Carolyn as well. But yeah, if you guys have any questions, go ahead and shoot those now. We're gonna start dialing this down. We're already past 6 o'clock. Usually I like to wrap it up around 6. And then we gotta start get on the road. Me and Emma here get on the road up to the practice up in the mountain. If you guys have not put the thumbs up on the video, I would appreciate that. I appreciate the thumbs up. Thank you so much. Ed Rosie and my boy Justin headed to practice today. The big Asian dude, he's improving. Let me know how he feels. The Asian guy with the glasses, the big guy, like he's not as big as me, but he's big. He's up there. Is that guy I'm thinking of? He's really strong, and he's getting better and better. Yeah, he's getting better. Every time I pulled him, he's feeling stronger, and he's getting more technical. So yeah. 225 wrist curl is strong. Was that your first workout that day? By the time I got to grip, I had already done 5 exercises. That was my first grip workout of the day. But I'd already done 5 lifts on my big muscles that day at 4 sets of each lift. So I'd already done 25 sets. Am I doing is my mathing? So I did 25 sets of lifts before I did that grip thing. There we go. Mathing. Sorry, you guys pressure me, man. I can't think when you guys are all staring at me like this. Moderate. Wait, where are my links, mods? Come on, man. I'm needing a link spam in the chat before I tighten this up. Johnny Danks is my OnlyFans. Diaz says you can always do the hold in every set or just the last one as well. Don't know what is better though. Dan John, yo, because everyone needs their own big Asian. Johnny Diaz says, yes, you should hit 225 wrist curls first to see your true potential. No, I'm good. I'm you guys, in terms of numbers, I'm racing myself. That's it. I'm racing myself, and I know that I do grip as the first lift of my when I do hand and wrist and cupping day, and so I'm always the same amount tired by the time I get to grip. So then I'll hold that number. Now that doesn't mean that obviously when I'm fresh I'd be able to grip more, but for me, all right, I did 5 exercises. Now I do grip, and I'll measure that number. I'm always gonna do 5 exercises then grip, right? For me, because I'm racing myself. I'm not caring too much about the number and putting out to y'all. I'm not trying to race somebody else. I'm just trying to improve to me. You understand what I'm saying? So, yeah. DF helps, says Carolyn. DF might have tuned out already. But yeah. Okay, guys. So, Stizzy. Derek, miss you, buddy. Hope you're doing well. Yeah, Stizzy. I'm doing okay. You being authentic right now, man? You can secretly say some hateful stuff. Have a great night, says David Tomes. You have a great night, Tomes. I'll probably hop in Discord for a minute and talk to you anyway. Okay. All things Derek. Thank you, Carolyn. Thank you, Carolyn. I know DF's a little bit faster with that link stuff. He's all computer guy, but I appreciate you, Carolyn. Thank you. You might be the only moderator on right now. You would have more reps if you went first. Yeah, I understand. But then I'd have to sacrifice energy somewhere else in the gym session, right? So where do I want my energies to be? Is kind of the thing. You know what I mean? If grip was my most important thing of that day, of that lift, or of that most important strength I wanted to build, then I would focus on that. You know what I mean? We put the energy where I want the energy. Anyway, okay. I love you guys. Wednesday, I will be back. We'll be streaming on Wednesday. If you're on Twitch, guys, keep an eye out for that. I'll be popping on Sunday, Mondays, and then randomly kind of throughout the week. At some point, like I said, I will be streaming this Wednesday stream on here on YouTube and on Twitch. Is the goal. Me and DF are trying to work out the details to get that going. And I might even potentially one day start a YouTube AW Derek, a different channel for gaming. This channel will always be arm wrestling. You guys will always get arm wrestling from me. That is it. There's DF sharing the Twitch link. DF, can you share all the links, please? NatFit Nation, Arm Assassin, AW Switch, Bridget already got the link tree. Carolyn got Bridget's site. Yeah. Okay. Love you guys. I'll talk to you guys later. And you can always find me in Discord too. I'm in DF's Discord. Share the link to the Discord too, DF. I'm in there pretty much every day, kind of hanging out with DF and the boys. All right. See you guys later. Peace. 2 is better than 1. All the sayings. Yeah. Jobin.